Good morning, Colts Nation. Welcome back to another episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of the two dudes who are generally talking Colts. I'm your host, Stephen Burton. And on today's episode, I wanted to kind of float something out. Season's right around the corner, you guys. We're looking at it's Wednesday. Season starts tomorrow officially. Season for the Colts start on Sunday against the Seahawks. So we still want to have a little bit of fun here. Zach, my co-host, one of my best friends, he did a fantastic job earlier in the week giving you guys his top 10 players. So I kind of wanted to go and do my breakout players. Who do I think is going to really pop this year? This isn't going to be an extensive list, you guys. There's a lot of players on this team that could really pop. You know, Quiddy could pop. Rock could pop. Marvell Tell is on the practice squad. Who knows with him? Strawn, we've had our video about him. He was the training camp stud. He could pop. But I want to be a little different, okay? I want to be unique. So we're going to go one offense, one defense, okay? So let's start with our offensive player. Our offensive player for me is going to be Komoko Turay, okay? That's our defensive player. My bad. My defensive player is going to be Komoko Turay. Okay. So Komoko, it's going to be interesting to see how he bounces back. Okay. How does he come back from what happened last year? Right. And by what happened last year, what I mean is the Buffalo game. Right. How does he come back from that horrendous showing in the Buffalo game? The offside penalty, it was catastrophic. The coaches called him out. He felt horrible. So how does he bounce back from that? But when you look at it too, does he finally fully bounce back from his injury? Looking at kind of over his career so far. You know, in 2018, his rookie season, 14 games, 3 started, right? Had 15 total tackles. You know, it was okay. 4 sacks, right? Then kind of, you know, you feel like you're building a little bit of momentum for him, right? So then you go into the 2019 season. That's where the catastrophic ankle injury happens. 4 games into the season against the Chiefs, injures it way worse than any of us thought, puts him down, and that was kind of it. You know, he had 1.5 sacks. He was really starting to show that pop off the line. And then last season, never fully healthy. You know, we come to find out, you know, he was activated. He did play some, but he was never really fully healthy. He had to clean up surgery this offseason. He finally looks like he has kind of that pop to him, right? That spring back in his step, that ability to get off the line. If you look at him during the preseason this season when he did play, he's consistently in the backfield. He's consistently after the quarterback, right? He's always kind of in their face putting pressure. He had great pressure this offseason during the preseason. And so I'm kind of picturing it, you know, it's his 4th year. You know, it's essentially, I believe it's a contract year for him at this point because he wasn't a first-round pick. And so what does he look like? And now he has pressure. Quiddy's there, who's looked really good. You know, Al-Qadim Muhammad, who's extremely solid, is still on the line. So, I mean, you've got a little Ben Banagou has looked great. You know, he's one that I toyed with the possibility of putting him in here as a breakout player candidate. So, I mean, could he potentially, right? Could he potentially be a 10-sack guy this season? Maybe. He's fully healthy on a line that looks dominant. You have DeForest Buckner. You have Grover Stewart. You know, you have Tyquan Lewis rotating in and out. You have a Ben Banagou, a Quiddy Pay. You're going to eventually get a Dio Adangbo in there too. So he looks like he's going to be able, the pressure is not going to be on him as much because of the talent that's there. So, and y'all have heard me say, like, I really like Komoko Turay. I think he's a great speed rusher. So he is somebody for me that I definitely have as a potential breakout. I think breakout for him is double-digit sacks. I'm not going to say he's going to lead the league in sacks. I'm not going to say that he's going to have 15, 10 sacks. And that would be a really, really solid outing for him. It would be potentially put him, Pro Bowl, which would be fantastic, which is what we all kind of want. So that's my defensive side of the ball. So who do I have on the offensive side of the ball? It's Paris Campbell. Y'all know how much I really, really like Paris Campbell. Okay. Paris Campbell to me is this kind of anomaly when it comes to the Colts. Okay. Y'all watching the TV, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you're seeing the picture from the preseason with this ridiculous catch from Jacob Eason. But I mean, Paris Campbell, I say he's like this unicorn player that we don't really get. He's played 9 games and started in 5, 33 receptions or 33 targets, 24 receptions, 198 yards, and 1 touchdown. Okay. He's been bit by the injury bug quite a bit. I mean, let's run down the list, you guys. His rookie season, he had a core injury in camp. He had then he broke his foot. Then he broke his hand. Right? I mean, and the foot was what eventually put him out. 3 injuries, all in the rookie season. It's just weird. And then the following season, he looks fantastic in camp. Amazing in camp, right? Just making connection with Rivers looks great. And then helmet to the knee, second game of the season, or first game of the season, I'm sorry, against the Jaguars, and he's done. Never on IR, just never going to come back from it. So he's, in my opinion, I've said it to Zach on the podcast too, he's not injury prone yet. It's very fluky injuries. If he's injured again this year, he's injury prone. This is the year. This has to be the year for him. You're surrounded by a lot of talent. Michael Pittman Jr., T.Y. Hilton, Michael Strawn, Zach Pascal, Desmond Patman, Ashton Doolin, Kylan Grayson, Mo Alley Cox, Jack Doyle. There's a lot of talent on this offense. Carson's throwing you the ball. He's got a big arm. Then let's play into the fact, too, now that T.Y.'s out for the first 3 weeks at least. Paris moves up to number 2. It's show up, show out, or shut up time, essentially, for Paris Campbell. And I think he shows up. You guys have heard me say repeatedly, I believe that Paris Campbell is going to be a 1,000-yard receiver. 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's my prediction. That's what I'm sticking with. So all in all, I think it's going to be really interesting this season to see how these guys show up. Do they show up, right? And do they bust out? Because they need to bust out in a big way for the Colts. They need to show up in a big way for the Colts this season. So those are my 2. You'll see them on the cover. For those of you who are on here, thank you. Make sure you're please hitting the subscribe button. Our goal is 400 by the time the season starts. We are 17 short right now, you guys, as of the recording of this video. Help us out. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button, Big Q style. And if you're listening to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, we love you too. Thank you for that. Eventually, we'd love for you guys to move over to our YouTube channel. And it is what it is. We want you guys as access to join the family. So however it is you do, make sure you please do it. I love you. I know Zach loves you. I'm out.